How's it going, folks? My name's Stephen Wolf, and welcome to this build video. Today we'll be assembling and painting the high-grade Cosmic-era Gunpla, the ZGMF-X20A Strike Freedom Gundam. As always, full disclosure, as of the filming and editing of this video, I'm neither sponsored nor endorsed by Bandai, Sunrise, or any Gunpla-related companies. All tools, supplies, and kits have been purchased by me. Last note before we dive in, if you happen to enjoy this build overview, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you'll know as soon as the latest project goes live. Going into this build, I thought Strike Freedom would be a good warm-up before diving into the next Gunpla I'll be filming. Turns out I picked possibly one of the most demanding high-grade kits available to me at the time. The effect could best be described as completing the significantly harder expansion pack, or DLC, before beating the final boss. But that's a story for next time. Before I charged into building Strike Freedom, I'd made a budgetary decision by acquiring 2 fingernail buffing pads. As I mentioned in my previous build video, these buffing sticks or blocks are wonderful when attempting to return a part to its factory-fresh shine. I had to experiment a tad, but I was thrilled with how these new tools worked out. From the starting gun, Strike Freedom has you assembling the torso, head, and arms first. This is relatively common, as other Gunpla I've assembled, namely the Jesta, the Revive RX-78-2, and the Gundam Origin Red Comet Zaku-2, all have the same or similar order of operations. The torso articulation was clearly designed to compensate for the bulk and weight of its wings, with a sturdy yet simple 2-polycap design. I did find that the upper plating of the torso actively refused to stay put, but with a careful dash of glue, it came around to my way of thinking. As the head took shape, I was faced with a crossroads. Use the sticker, or get creative with markers. The eyes in the artwork are a bright yellow with a black backdrop, so I felt this was the perfect opportunity to learn. Choosing to pursue that path added a relatively small wrinkle, that being how to hold the impressively tiny clear plastic eyepiece steady so that I could hack away at it with some markers. But by using a careful combination of tweezers and blue tack putty, I was able to get to work. Strike Freedom marks the first time I removed the safety nubs on a Gunpla's V-fin. As far as I'm aware, the vast majority of high-grade kits have this little bit of extra plastic on the tips to prevent deformation and damage to the fins. I figured this is supposed to be a complex, snazzy, Cosmic-era kit, so I might as well max out the potential details. The arms came next. They proved to be nicely simple, with symmetrical construction and clean double joints. I was initially a little gun-shy, as core parts of the articulation were molded out of a unique, bright gold material, instead of the traditional gray or black. This concern was entirely without merit, thankfully, as the parts proved to be just as sturdy as their standard counterparts. Near the completion of the left arm, I decided to test fit the beam shield. I love the idea of energy shields, in spite of the sci-fi nerd in me wanting desperately to nitpick about power core output and accidental overload potential. The red plates on both forearms lift out and lock over the shield piece when it's active, giving the illusion that the shield is being projected. I gotta say, I like that little touch. The next steps were the legs and lower waist. While straightforward and to the point, the calves have boosters hidden within, adding a fun little gimmick to the suit. Other than a posable back skirt and panel lining, Strike Freedom was almost finished. Except for, of course, his weapons and wings. At the hips, Strike Freedom has twin Zephyas 3 rail cannons, which fold down and away when not in use, or when stowing the dual beam rifles. I like the design. It reminds me of older mobile suits with their massive integral weapons, but with a rail cannon you can get away with folding it down and back as needed. Then, after assembling the beam saber handles, Strike Freedom was finally allowed to stand. I really do hate to gloss over the next hour and change, but truthfully, all that remained to be done was assembling the wings and twin beam rifles. It was slow, and required I build 3 sets of wings, and somehow I also completely lost the footage of the beam rifle assembly, but after approximately 5 hours in total, Strike Freedom was complete. As always, folks, thank you for watching my videos. If you happen to enjoy it, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for the next art video when it's released. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, by all means, the comment section is right down below. Unfortunately, though, we're out of time for today. So until we meet again, stay classy, Internet.